Earn money, save money and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. In this program you will know how the beauty industry is shaped up, what trends it dictates the market of cosmetology and plastic surgery, and what cosmetics used the ancient Egyptians. Nowadays, the beauty industry is one of the most stable markets. Even the global financial crisis cannot prevent people from spending money on personal hygiene products, cosmetics, and plastic surgeries. Experts estimate this branch of economy at more than $1.5 trillion. By 2020, it is expected to increase by another 15%. The beauty industry of Kazakhstan unites two areas: mass market of personal hygiene products and service sector. As a customer, you receive certain services including hairdressers, nail stylists and makeup specialist services. More to the point, the beauty industry is a service sector represented by cosmetology and aesthetic medicine. Presently, the development of market of plastic surgery is especially active. According to the International Society of Surgeons, every year about 50 million plastic operations are being carried out throughout the world. At the same time, the number of patients of aesthetic medicine clinics is increasing by almost 15% annually. People of Kazakhstan also keep up with world standards. Therefore, each year the demand for services of plastic surgeons is increasing by 20 to 25%. It is great that people do it and that it has become possible to remodel some parts of our body. It often happens that people undergo such operations not only to improve their appearance, but after some traumas and so on. How to remodel nose or ears, modify the shape of eyes or plump lips. Dmitry Park knows everything about plastic surgeries. He has been working in this field for about 30 years. His service record includes working in Russia and Europe, hundreds of successful operations and happy patients. He's also the founder of a beauty clinic in Kazakhstan. However, in the late 80s, Dmitry could not even imagine that one day he would become an art doctor or a body sculptor. After graduating my university, I specialized in general surgery. I had been working in this field for several years. Then I was offered to become a plastic surgeon. I did not hesitate and agreed because at that moment it was a very interesting and creative work. In addition, it required some fantasy. At the same time, you had to work hard in order to gain good results. The ability to use a scalpel is not the only duty of a plastic surgeon. This also implies the first doctor's advice, operation and even rehabilitation, Dmitry says. Our work supposes the same difficulties as, for example, the work of doctors in polyclinics, clinics and other medical institutions. We should remember that each patient is an individual. In the course of the interview, we have to identify his or her problem and what he or she needs. Postgraduate degree in medicine is not sufficient for becoming a plastic surgeon. At the beginning, one should work as a general or maxillofacial surgeon, and only after years of practical work, it becomes possible to start a career in some center for aesthetic medicine. As a rule, such professionals are always in demand because a highly qualified surgeon is capable of carrying out from 5 to 15 various operations per week. Blepharoplasty or surgeries on eyelids, especially on upper eyelids, are most common in our clinic. Breast surgeries, body shaping and various rejuvenating surgeries, including face surgeries, are also very popular. There are short and long-term operations. Some of them last from 2 to 6 hours. Prices for plastic surgeries in Kazakhstan can be compared with those abroad. Some costs are considerably lower. Specialists have calculated that people of Kazakhstan spend on such surgeries more than $3 million annually. At the same time, the price of various procedures depends on many factors. Perhaps it is required by the market-based economy. Still, the main reason for that is high labor intensity. Surgery costs may be very high. The price also depends on a doctor's labor input and the surgery duration. Blepharoplasty, priced at 100 to 300,000 tenge, is the most popular operation. It is followed by rhinoplasty or tegloocclusion surgery, which costs 80 to 500,000 tenge. Liposuction at the price of 25 to 400,000 tenge ranks third. Lip plumping surgery, totaling to 50 to 150,000 tenge, is on the fourth place. It is followed by mammoplasty at the cost of 600,000 tenge and higher. Hyaluronic acid injections, laser cleaning, peeling, pigment spot and mole removal, and many other procedures are also very widespread in Kazakhstan. They are less painful and their prices are much more affordable. The average cost of such medical procedures varies between 5 and 15,000 tenge. On the whole, residents of Kazakhstan spend on cosmetology services about 160 million tenge annually. The majority of patients are people over 25. About 30% of the local population visit aesthetic medicine clinics at least once in 6 months. The majority of our procedures are focused on rejuvenation and enhancement of skin cover. Their aim is to eliminate skin sagging and make it more tough. The most appropriate method is biorevitalization by means of various medications. There are also many other procedures, such as mesotherapy and plasma lifting. Currently, international experts estimate the beauty industry of Kazakhstan at almost $550 million. Moreover, they expect that within a couple of years, this figure will increase by another $60 million. Analysts have found out that monthly expenses of people of Kazakhstan in the area of the beauty industry belong to the category of mandatory costs, along with expenses for housing, food and clothes. And beauty and hairdressing saloons even belong to this special segment of essential services. Presently, haircuts and hair settings hold leading positions. Much attention is also paid to nail art. Our nail stylists are creative professionals with a rich fantasy who know the sources of inspiration. This helps them to create masterpieces on nails. Nowadays, women are also very careful about the form and color of their brows. As for eyelashes, 70 or 80% of women in Almaty extended their eyelashes and discovered that it was quite a comfortable and quick procedure, which made them much more beautiful.
И очень красиво.
According to market experts, 40% of residents of Kazakhstan visit beauty salons several times a year, almost 1/4 once a month, 8% 2 to 3 times per month, and the rest 28% do not visit beauty salons or do it very rarely. A mini survey has shown that people of Kazakhstan spend on the average 20,000 tenge per month on self-care procedures. Earlier, this expenditure was typical rather for women. But nowadays, the number of well-groomed men has significantly increased. Therefore, more and more men's shops and barber shops are being opened throughout the world, including Kazakhstan. Barbershops, or in easy words, men's hair salons, offer a limited range of services in contrast to ordinary unisex or women's salons. The thing is that men do not like complexities or some sophisticated procedures with long names. As a rule, men want to cut their hair, trim their bob or mustache. Often, ordinary saloons do not render such services. Whereas in Kazakhstan only 20% of men visit beauty salons, in Europe this proportion exceeds 60%. Over the last 5 years, a 70% increase in sales of men's cosmetics could be observed in the region. Experts explain it by the fact that a well-groomed man is associated with a successful person. Along with barbers' services, men nowadays use other cosmetic services. They often visit visit cosmetic studios, and I think that they do right. Currently, in times of business and stresses, people need to look better because a good appearance is a key to success. Successful people always take care of themselves.
Человек успешный всегда следит за собой.
Nowadays, more than 100,000 people in Kazakhstan work in the beauty industry. Since recently, the state started to pay more attention to this branch of economy. This includes subsidizing, consulting services, and even staff training.
Если мы
As for the government assistance, the Damu Fund was established. Now it is considering the possibility of easy-term loans, and the state is providing us a considerable assistance. Colleges which prepare professionals, such as hairdressers, are being subsidized by the government. It is notable that children receive both the profession and secondary education.
среднее образование.
Beauty salons also run courses for future hairdressers and makeup artists. Some of them even open special beauty schools. Tuition prices vary between 50,000 and 500,000 tenge, depending on the type of a salon, skill level of masters, and other factors.
Это, естественно, часы.
The price also depends on the number of academic hours. It can be, for example, 3 weeks, from 11 in the morning till 6 in the evening. In fact, this is a full working day. In addition, we provide students with cosmetics and models. I also have a manager who supervises our students. The tuition fee also depends on the coach's skill.
Соответственно, выше ценник.
Advertising has become the main factor which encourages people to change their appearance. It has transformed an ideal body into worship. Nowadays, an attractive appearance is considered a symbol of success. Many televised talk shows are dedicated to this issue. Psychologists say that such programs breed potential patients of plastic surgeons, cosmetologists, nutritionists, stylists, and fitness coaches. The research carried out by sociologists has shown that women spend 244 days of their life on self-care. This period includes more than 570 makeups and hairstyles, almost 300 wardrobe makeovers, and about 230 diets. Specialists explain that the development of the beauty market also results from the fact that currently modern business standards are dictating new trends. These changes had the biggest impact on Europe and America. A marketing research shows that the US beauty market covers more than 750,000 beauty salons, spa centers, and cosmetology clinics. Their turnover is estimated at more than $85 billion and is expected to reach 138 billion within 3 years. Nonetheless, European countries are by right considered the trendsetters of fashion.
Если это брать по стрижкам,
The most popular haircuts, Sesson and Carré, are made in England and France. Sesson was invented in England and Carré in France. Germany can also be included into the top 3 fashion setters because Germany is a very fashionable country in comparison with other European states. For example, Berlin is a very fashionable city where people wear very interesting clothes and where there are a lot of designers, artists, and hairdressers.
парикмахеров.
Over the last decade, the World Beauty Center has moved to Asia and now is even ahead of the US in terms of growth rates. In this region live a record number of people who underwent more than one plastic surgery. Only in South Korea, each woman aged between 20 and 50 used services of plastic surgeons. Eyelash surgery is the most in-demand cosmetic procedure in Asia. Thus, viewing the world with wide-open eyes is a dream of each teenager in Korea. In addition, this is the most awaited birthday gift, which costs about $1,000. People in China keep up with their neighbors. Since recently, the number of patients in local beauty clinics increased 4 times and the annual tax revenues reach $1.5 billion. Only last year, the domestic surgeons carried out more than 3 million operations. The surveys show that about 50% of Chinese population wouldn't mind coming through a plastic operation if they had enough money. The profession of cosmetologist existed even in ancient Greece. A person who helped women in eliminating skin defects through special means was called cosmet. and the first decorative and medicinal cosmetics appeared in ancient Egypt. Sheets of papyrus preserved to this day contain the information about sufferings of Egyptian women who applied black powder on eyelids and ground malachite on forehead. Such a makeup could be washed only by means of ground bricks, sand, pumice stone and ashes.